Hello, this is Trash Talk. My name is Austin. I am here with my co-host Travis. Travis, how you doing?
I am very good. I'm happy to be here.
All right, and we lost our other co-host Evan, who decided not to show up. So we have my good friend from college, Jose, calling in from New York. Jose, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
So this is Trash Talk. This is our first episode of our podcast. The theme of this week is reviewing all the films that are coming out in 2019. This is Trash Talk. We are drinking and talking about movies, video games, board games, TV shows, comic books, and yeah. Uh, Jose was a little bit late, and Travis and I have been a little bit bored. So we are Travis. What are we down? Where are we right now?
We are four shots for four beers.
All right, so we're already four beers
Nice.
down and four shots. But yeah, we're gonna start this podcast off with a shot before we begin. But Jose, do you have your shots ready and your beers?
Yeah, I'm gonna drink it mixed. I got some honey jack and some coke, so I got a full cup of that.
Ooh,
I'll let you know when
nice.
I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, what our tradition of this show is going to be is that we're going to start off by taking a shot. Normally, we're going to start off the show with our first shot, but Travis and I have done. Are we on our fourth or are we on our fifth?
This is four.
Oh, it's on our fourth? Okay, I was worried that was going to be our fifth shot. Okay, so for you, Jose, I guess, I don't know, Pake. Oh, Pake. I'm already screwing this up. All right, take a nice little big gulp. And Travis, we're on to shot number 4.
Sounds good.
Okay, so this is Trash Talk, the show that we get trashed while talking about movies, comics, and TV shows. Basically, how this show is gonna go is that every 15 minutes, we're gonna take a shot while also drinking some beer. And in the beginning, we are going to be talking about. Give me a second. Let me look at my notes. I'm already screwing this up. So, at the beginning, we're going to talk about real news and fake news. I'm going to be talking about news in movies and TV shows that sound so fake, but it is real. And then we're going to go into our main topic for today, which is all the movies that are coming out in 2019, before going into our last sections of the show, as in comic of the week, game of the week, and let me go back to my notes. I'm already screwing this up. One movie in a show where we recommend each other movies and TV shows. Junk mail when people send us questions that we have to answer, no matter how drunk or stupid we are. And also Duke It Out and Puke It Out, where we had to do a movie fight debate. You know, at that point, as the last section of the show, we'll be probably so plastered we don't even know what's going on. But yeah, so let's begin the show. So first, we are in, before we go to the main topic of the week, we're going to be talking about real news and fake news. This is, I collected a bunch of news that's coming out about movies and TV shows that sounds almost fake, just how ridiculous it sounds. And you guys get to tell me how ridiculous it is. So I'm going to give you guys some news, and you guys get to tell me how real or fake it sounds if you didn't know it was actually real. So how you guys can rank it. We shouldn't have already done 4 shots before just starting this podcast, but
Probably not.
no. So you guys can rank this as, yeah, that sounds like it would be fake news if you didn't tell me, or yeah, that sounds legit, or I wish it was fake news. And we're gonna do 5 different things that I found out that sounds kind of ridiculous, and I want to see with you guys how fake or real it sounds. All right, so first, while the Mortal Kombat live action reboot is still in the works, a new report by Revenge of the Fans website states that Warner Brothers Animation is working on an animated adaptation of the game. The live action reboot is in trouble as the producer James Wan, who recently directed Aquaman, has confirmed that he has stepped away as the producer as he couldn't find a script or budget level he was happy with for the R rated adaptation. It looks like Warner Brothers is going ahead by making a animated movie. Travis and Jose, what do you guys think about this?
Um, alright. I mean, you already know how much I love Mortal Kombat. So, I mean, I think I think with a series like Mortal Kombat, it makes sense that like there'd be difficulties making an adaptation of it outside of the video game. I mean, obviously, like DC Comics has its success with like its comic book tie-in, but even then, I don't think that necessarily translates to the screen in a way. And maybe probably making a feature-length film wouldn't be the best way to go. The idea of an animated series is probably a bit better. But I mean, I'd be interested to see what they could work out. I mean, if it's being headed by Warner Brothers, I mean, it is the parent company at the end of the day. There's, I don't know if there's much good that could come from it, but we can all be hopeful at the end of the day.
All right, fair enough. Trust. What do you think about Warner Brothers being like, nah, we can't do this live action, but we can do an animated movie?
I saw the original live action movie they made of it. I thought it was good, but I thought it was good as a singular movie. I didn't want a sequel to it, and I definitely don't think that making one or more animated movies is going to really be to their benefit. It might work out for them, and if it does, more power to them. But I don't foresee it working, and I like the one that it was, and I wish they wouldn't have touched it.
Okay, so for this one, are we going to say, yeah, if you didn't know this was real news, it sounds like fake news? Or, yeah, that sounds legit, that doesn't really sound at all fake? Or, I wish it was fake news? Or you can make up your own thing. What do you guys think?
It sounds like something Warner Brothers would do. I believe it 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Also, like honestly, this is Warner Brothers we're talking about, and like plus like with the combination of the fact that Mortal Kombat is now owned by DC Comics, like come on, it's easy. Like I feel like this is the way they would go.
Okay, fair enough. All right, now we're going to move on to number 2 of our real and fake news. The film Morbius, the living vampire, based on the Spider-Man villain, which Sony, who has been busy recently making a Venom movie and also Spider-Man into Spider-Verse, both of them made pretty decent money. They're continuing work on this film, and I didn't think they were actually going to actually continue this, but they've attached Jared Leto of Suicide Squad fame as the Joker. I don't know about fame, but Jared Leto has been attached to star as Morbius, the Living Vampire, the B or C list rated Spider-Man villain, and they're giving him his own movie. And here is their description of this film that not only are they confirmed they've attached him to star, but they are planning on finishing shooting this film in May of this year, with starting shooting in February. Michael Morbius is a biologist who attempts to cure his rare blood disorder with vampire bat DNA, which instead, surprise, surprise, transforms him into a vampire like being, forced to drain the blood of others to survive. Morbius, they said, is a character that Leto loves and wants to do justice to. This is great for us now that an actor like him and an actor like Tom Hardy, who want to have his own character, Tom Hardy doing Venom recently, but them work on characters they love. Both of them very hard to get into a movie. You actually cannot get them. We went in, we sat with them, and everybody told us, oh, ba 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 ba, nothing. That's what he wanted to do. Great actors want to do something different than what they've already been doing. He's been preparing for his role, Jared Leto, by apparently shaving off his beard. So big commitment by Jared Leto so far in preparation to be Morbius the Living Vampire. My question to you guys is, do you care, and how real or fake does this sound if I didn't tell you this is actually real and Sony's going ahead with this movie apparently? Jose?
Yeah. Um, you and I spoke about this before, so I already know this is real. But and yeah, okay. No one's gonna care about this movie. Like at the end of the day, there's no reason it would exist. It should exist. We should burn it now before it exists. Because let's be honest, no one knows who Morbius is, and even if they do, they know he's not an interesting character. He's just a vampire. There's nothing cool about him. He's not like Blade or
Yeah,
anything like that.
fair enough.
Like it's a waste of not only the rights that Sony has to Marvel characters, it's also just you know a waste of a lot of the money that they could be putting into a much larger project. So I wouldn't go see this if it came out, and I don't think anyone else should. Yeah, that's it. I have nothing good about nothing good to say about this.
Fair enough. Travis, do you have any opinions on Morbius the Living Vampire Sony film that apparently he's going to start filming soon?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it does not sound that interesting. And even though I respect Jared Leto as an actor and all that, and comedian and all that, honestly, him starring in a big major role is not something I'd ever see. To be honest, like in my mind, like something not I'd not ever picture. But honestly, they don't make a whole lot of movies. Sony does, and they were planning on making a lot of the Spider Verse, like Spider
Spider-Man spin-off films.
and movie villains and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I could see them going through with this if they really wanted to, and if he's ready to do it, more power to him.
The
I
question is, do you care?
not particularly, but
You care more than Jose.
maybe somebody will.
Okay, somebody will. All right, moving on to our third topic. Adam McKay, who used to be a comedian director, he directed the first and second Acreman films before he started doing films that tried to target towards the Oscar category, such as The Big Short and now Vice, which is a film that's about Dick Cheney. Christian Bale is playing Dick Cheney. He also at one point was going to direct Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man, but he dropped out, but he did help write the script. He has recently spoke about how he wants to make a Marvel film, but about the Silver Surfer. Here is his quote. There actually has been some discussion about Silver Surfer. My agent certainly woke up. They were very excited. We're in the middle of, back in Vice, currently the movie's working on right now, but who knows? Maybe in a couple months it could pop up. I'm really excited about that idea. So we'll see what happens. Would you guys be interested in seeing Adam McKay or just anyone make a Silver Surfer film? Or do we not care? Or does this just sound like news that happens, but it probably will never happen? Jose?
Yeah. I think if this was 10 years ago, then no, I'd have no interest in it. In the very beginnings of the MCU. But I think this is a pretty ripe time to work on a film like this, simply because I think on his own, Silver Surfer is too powerful of a being to be interesting. Like, he's like in the same league as like most cosmic beings, like Thor and stuff like that. So it wouldn't have been interesting if it were just a solo film, let's say. But now I think with the inception of like Guardians of the Galaxy and now Captain Marvel, that Marvel's allowing itself to like branch out more from the outside of Earth and more into the cosmic realm of its comic books. So I think it would be very interesting. And if they do work on Silver Surfer, obviously this is just a gateway to Galactus and whatnot. So I definitely think that it would be really interesting, but it would just depend on how they make the film and like who else is involved in the story besides just the Silver Surfer.
Fair enough. Jeff, Steve, any comments about the Silver Surfer?
I'm definitely going to agree with you on the fact that they have to have more characters. It cannot just be the Silver Surfer. Good character by himself, but just having a whole movie just to him, it'd be boring. I definitely want something more. If they don't give that to us, I don't see it going very well. But overall, I don't think it'll be a bad idea. Could have some like really really interesting potential, and it, like you said, introduce us to more of the actual like villains and whatnot of the Marvel universe. But
Does this sound like something Marvel would do, or does this kind of sound like smoke up their ass? Does this sound like something that Marvel would never do, or do you think there's a chance Marvel would actually be like, "Hey, sure, you want to make this film? We're down with a Silver Surfer film."
honestly, I don't believe Marvel themselves would do it. Maybe Sony, but not Marvel themselves.
Jose, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that they kind of have to in a sense, you know, now that they've like reclaimed the character from
Fox, yeah.
from Fox. So I think that kind of just like just like fix the marred image of Silver Surfer in that horrible Fantastic Four movie. It would make a lot of sense if they like use him. I don't think that they'd go and give him his own solo movie. They would probably do something like what they did with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch in Avengers: Age of Ultron, and incorporate them into the story, but kind of give them their own sort of origin, just not like a standalone one.
Yeah.
So that'd probably be the best option, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe not just drop him in
Especially
right there for his own movie, but like introduce him slowly, and then maybe eventually give him his own movie or as part of a team up film. I agree. Um, we have two more before we move on to our main topic of the week. But Disney Plus, which is going to be like the Netflix equivalent for Disney films, uh, they're planning on making a Winter Soldier TV show, a Falcon show, a Loki show. But they're making a show recently, or at least they're planning on, that seems, I don't know, is it interesting or do you not care about this, guys? Disney Plus is planning a sorry, give me a second, a Lady Sif live action show. Lady Sif was one of the Warriors 3 um, in the Thor films. Uh, she also made a cameo in one of the Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode. She is obviously the female character of the Warrior 3, not the fat one and the other character. I don't know if you remember her character. She is not really in the movies that much. She's in the first one and the second Thor, but she wasn't in much anything else except for that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode. But apparently they're planning on basing a whole show around her on Disney Plus. So my question is, do you guys care, or does this sound like fake news or real news? Do you guys believe this actually is happening, or does this just kind of sound like rumors? Jose.
I think that the sad part is like this seems very viable for something that Marvel and Disney would do. Um, simply because like they're trying to reel in the characters that they can and take advantage. Simply about like the fact that some people know their names and whatnot, make a show out of it. Like, I mean, I don't want to give Cloak and Dagger shit, but I mean, like, it wasn't interesting. Like I was actually really hyped to see the series, and it wasn't on a Disney platform. Like, it wasn't on Netflix either, and I thought it would be something different, something fresh, and it really wasn't. Like, I think the fact that it actually wasn't on neither of those platforms took more away from it, since it was hard to get into.
Fair enough.
So the fact that they film with like Lady Sif, maybe it'll be funded a bit better since it's directly from Disney, and they probably won't have to get any other sort of sponsor
Yeah.
for it. Maybe it'll make it watchable, but I think also the fact that she was on Agents of Shield, it's kind of like Dancing with the Stars for like Marvel characters.
Yep.
It's just kind of like this basically means she's like retired effectively in the MCU. Like like no one cared that she wasn't in Thor Ragnarok, or maybe she was, and we just never
She
noticed.
wasn't, no. And people
Yeah,
didn't
exactly.
care enough, I guess, to question that.
Like that's the thing. It's like the movie was as good as it was because they focused on like a lot more of the story and like the main characters and brought more interesting characters in. Like they took out the Warriors 3 and they never played a big role in the Thor trilogy simply because they've never been interesting characters. So it seems like it's possible that they would make a show, but I don't think it would be actually pretty interesting, even if it is sort of watchable.
Travis, would you watch a Lady Sif show? And I apologize to the audience that I am slurring. Travis, how many shots are we in?
We're only up to 5, unfortunately, but we're also 5 beers in, so we're
Okay.
doing good.
So normally when we record this show, we're gonna start at 0 right at the beginning, but because we're so bored waiting for Jose, we did like 4 shots and 4 beers right before. So normally not gonna be like this. Oh damn! I just blew out the sound. But okay. We're gonna go back to what Travis thinks about this. I just want to apologize to the audience. I'm the main host, and I can barely speak English. All right, Travis, what do you think?
All right, so personally, I think they just have to do this because first of all, they don't really have enough female characters in the MCU. So I think they're just overall they're just gonna have to do this, whether they want to or not. It's just gonna have to happen. First of all, I don't know if it's gonna be a good show because, to be honest, I don't think she was a terrible character. It's just they didn't really give her a whole lot of backstory or anything, so we don't really know what kind of character she is. So overall, it could be bad, it could be good. We will see as it turns out. But I do not believe it's fake news whatsoever.
All right, and we're gonna do our last one before we gotta move on. We gotta do this quick because we gotta go to our main topic of the week, which is all films coming out in 2019, and this one is Aquaman. It came out a couple weeks ago. Aquaman, believe it or not, guys, is the most successful film in the new current DC cinematic universe. It has recently broke over $1 billion. It is the most successful DC property since The Dark Knight Rises, directed by Christopher Nolan. But if you just look at the DC cinematic universe that's been made recently, it is the most successful film. My question is, guys, a year ago, if I told you guys that Aquaman would be the most successful, at least at making money, out of all the DC properties of this new universe, would you guys say that's fake news? Or would you be like, yeah, I can believe that? Jose?
I have a bias here though, simply because first, I really like Jason Momoa as an actor, and second, I also really like Aquaman. So, to be honest, I think this is kind of the same position that I was in when like Thor Ragnarok was first announced. Like I was really excited for it, but I think also the fact that it was a whole new director. It wasn't fucking Zack Snyder, and what the last film in DCEU was Justice League, which was like a year and a half before Aquaman came out. I think it's a little soft reboot for the cinematic universe, and it kind of gave us a good breather because even though it's like a stereotype that like all the DC films are so dark, like it's true. Like this Aquaman film, it was like very vibrant and they made light of a lot of things. The whole love interest with Mira was kind of shoehorned in, but I think that it was a lot of fun as a film. Even I don't think that it deserves to be the best DC property out there. Honestly, like even without talking about the Nolan verse, I definitely still think that Wonder Woman was a much better film at the end of the day, simply because it was entirely different. They didn't date it in like present day, and like it was during the World War II or the First World or whatever war it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Um, and also it was like a female-led film, like, and more than that, it was much more interesting simply because it wasn't a movie about someone waving their dick around, like, trying to be better than everyone else. She was simply trying to understand, like, but that's besides the point here. I
For
definitely
which
do
film
think
you
that.
enjoyed more, Aquaman versus Wonder Woman? Which one do you enjoy more? Go.
Oh no, I would. I've already seen Wonder Woman at least like 4 or 5 times
Oh, damn,
since it was
really?
released. Yeah, I mean, it's also partially because like I have a niece and she like adores strong female characters, but
Oh, that's good. That's good.
even even without that, like I still enjoy it regardless.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
definitely.
gonna
I
say
agree.
that I didn't enjoy Aquaman because I did, but I don't
Yeah,
think I enjoy it equally as much.
as Wonder Woman. Okay, I
Like
can get on the theme.
it is a long film. It is still 2.5 hours.
Which one?
Aquaman.
Damn, really? Yeah, I guess
Like
that's
it's
true.
still a long film. Like they
No, it
fit a
is.
lot into the film, and I definitely think that they did a good job of, you know, of fitting it in, and it didn't seem like it was too much. Like it
Yeah,
still felt like the film was quick, but it lacks in some departments.
yeah. No,
Like
I agree.
like like the part with Mira and Arthur getting together. Like
A little rushed, as you
you
said.
know they
No, I
had to
can be on
do
the
it,
same
but
page
at the
for
end of
that.
the day, like it didn't have to happen over one film.
Sure. It could have been
And
spread out.
I didn't like Ocean Master, but then again, like I don't think anyone liked the Ocean Master.
I liked
Cause
his costume at the end, how he
yeah,
had the purple and silver. But as a villain, he was kind of bland, and I liked Black Manta more, even though he's a side villain. So I can be on the same page with you there. Travis, we gotta move on to the next segment in a section. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is what happens when you drink. Where we at, Travis? I'm blowing out the microphone. That's great.
5 shots for 4 beers.
All right, and we're doing that, and we're only 27 minutes into the podcast. That's great. Okay, so Travis, quickly, if I told you a year ago that Aquaman, the character, would be the biggest grossing film of the DC universe since The Dark Knight Rises, which was directed by Christopher Nolan, and it's even a part of this universe, would you believe me, or would you be like, yeah, fam, that makes sense.
Genuinely, no, I would never have believed that. Honestly, I would have thought Aquaman would have been at the bottom of the totem pole, even despite the actor who I love. I genuinely would have thought very, very bottom at most. The fact that it did so well is impressive, and I watched the movie, I do really like it.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as much as Wonder Woman, but it's kind of a debate
So
there.
you're on the same page as like Jose.
Yeah, but
yeah.
genuinely, I would have never seen it doing as well as it did.
So you're on the same page with Jose that for you it would be like at least second
Yeah, no,
for your favorite DC
genuinely.
cinematic universe.
Maybe
film.
even third, because a year ago, of course, you got Batman versus Superman, which I thought would have done a lot better than it
Sure. Yeah. No, I like Batman vs
Or-
Superman. People can fight me on that.
Yeah.
But okay. Now we're gonna move on to the main topic of the week is films that are coming out in 2019, and I'm gonna bring out each film that's coming out, not each film, but the main films, and I'm gonna ask my guest stars, Travis and Jose, what they think about the major films that come out in 2019. As it's the beginning of January, and we can start looking ahead. I want to see what they think. And once those films come out in a while and we review them, we can see how dumb we were or smart we were with reviewing these films. With each film, I'm going to ask Jose and Travis to rate them on how excited they are for it. So a 1 means I will not see this film. 2 means I'm probably not going to see this film. 3 means Yeah, I don't really care about this film. I can maybe see it or maybe not. I don't really care. 4 means I'll probably will see it, and 5 means no matter what, you're gonna be seeing this film. Okay, Jose, Travis, are you guys ready to look at the films that are coming out in 2019?
Absolutely.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. So, January 18th, M. Night Shyamalan. He's been establishing his comic book universe of Unbreakable and Split, and now he's working on Glass. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the trailer. I think in some places it's actually come out yet. Um, Briefly talk to me because we got a lot of films to go through. What you would give it for a rating of how much you'd want to see it or not want to see it. I guess let's start with Jose.
All right, I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I'm definitely gonna go see it.
What do you
My
mean an
only
8.5? We're not doing an 8.5. We're doing 1 to 5.
oh shit, sorry, I
1
wasn't paying
is you
attention.
won't see no matter what. 2 is you probably won't see it. 3, I don't know, don't care. 4, you probably
All
will
right,
see it. 5 is
all
you'll
right,
definitely
all right,
see it
all
no
right,
matter what.
all right. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. All right, four and a half. 4.5.
All right, 4.5.
All right. Um, I'm very excited to see the film. My only concern
Yeah.
is that I kind of still feel like it kind of did come out suddenly. I feel like Split when I finally got around to seeing it, which was like late last year probably.
Yep.
Um, I think that I had no idea first of all that it was gonna become this, and I think the film was very strong as it was. So now like seeing it branch out a bit more, it just seems like this is like everyone's trying to take the same route that like Marvel and Disney is taking.
Yeah.
So that's my only concern about it. But I am gonna see it. I'm just
You're
like
worried
concerned.
that
I'm like,
he's kind of rushing the gun. He's trying to jump on the DC and Marvel bandwagon, is what you're saying.
yeah, just a little bit.
Jose, Travis, what do you think?
I'm genuinely not worried about that because I genuinely think it's going to be his own movie. He's going to follow the path that he took with first.
Unbreakable and Split.
Yeah, exactly. And I genuinely think it's just going to be its own movie. It's going to be 100% his. And I genuinely do want to see it. I'm going to give this a 5, not going to lie.
All right, so Travis is going to be seeing it no matter what. All right, let's move on. We got a lot of films. This one, Jose, you might not have seen the trailer for. You were at work, so I wasn't going to force you to watch trailers while I'm at work. Travis and I watched a lot of trailers, good and definitely a lot bad. January 25th, we got The Kid Who Would Be King, which was made by the creators of The Night in the Museum. Producers, writers, maybe? I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. It's a film where a British kid is like he takes the role of King Arthur or something.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer. I
Oh,
know what it is.
okay? You've seen it, Travis. You saw it. Um, with a Travis. Oh, great! That was a great sound to go with the phone smashed into the ground. Travis. We watched the trailer together. What did you see? Did you care? What do you think?
Um, as a concept, I guess it's interesting, but I'm probably not going to go see this. I'm going to give it a 2. Not going to lie.
Jose?
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 2 also. Like I saw it and I was like, oh, it's a little cute film, but it's not for me.
Yep, fair enough. We're gonna move on. No one gives a shit about this film.
That's
All right.
fair.
February 8th. We have Lego Movie. The second part is what it's called. So it's a Lego movie based on obviously the first Lego movie, which was, I think, a very good movie. Only thing is, the same directors and writers are not back for the second one. Is that going to make it better or worse? I don't know. Those same directors and writers also made Spider-Man to Spider-Verse, so that because they're not making the next sequel, I don't know if it's going to be good, but I'm curious about what you guys think. Travis?
Honestly, from what I've seen from the genuine trailer of this, I think it's just gonna be a copy of the original. I don't know if it's gonna have a whole lot of to itself, but maybe it's got a chance. Honestly, I'm probably gonna give it a 2 though.
Okay, so Travis is probably not going to see it. Jose, what do you think?
All right, I'm gonna give this a 3.5.
Okay.
I for one never even wanted to see the first one. I was kind of dragged to see it by my little brother, and I enjoyed the first film. Like I thought that it was good. It stood by itself, and like I think from there they made the Lego Batman movie, which is also enjoyable.
Yeah, I like the Lego
But
Batman movie.
I will agree with you on that. It was good.
but yeah, I think this movie is going in a different direction. I don't know if it's really going to be the same. So I mean, I kind of disagree with Travis that I think it'll have a lot to itself, but I don't think that necessarily means that it'll be original at the same time.
Okay, fair enough. No, that's good. All right. February 14th, apparently a day after release, or I got the wrong schedule in report, is Alita. I don't know why I can't speak. Oh, it's probably because I drink a lot. Were we
Alita
on,
Fallen
Travis?
Angel.
Yeah, Jose, you know what I'm talking about. Alita Battle Angel, which is apparently from a manga or anime. I don't know. I don't watch much anime or read much manga. Austin doesn't really know. But he saw the trailer. He thought, yeah, that looks pretty cool. I would see that. Austin would give it a. I don't remember what I made my rate in, but I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5. I don't remember what I made a 4. I think I said I would probably see it. Austin would give it a 4. Travis, what do you think about Alita Battle Angel?
I'm going to give it a 4 just because I'm intrigued by it. Not so much that I really want to see a movie, such as it is, but like just to find out exactly how good or bad it'll be. I do want to give it a 4, without a doubt.
Jose?
Yeah, I'll give it a 4 just because it's interesting. But I mean, the only reason I really see it is because Mahershala Ali is in it, and that's about it. That's like
Oh,
the
yeah, I
only
forgot
reason I see it.
Mahershala Ali. Isn't he the villain in it?
Yeah, he is.
Mahershala Ali,
So
Travis, if you don't know, he was the villain of the first part of Luke Cage season 1. He was Diamondback, right? He was the,
yeah, Diamondback.
or was
Oh.
it Cottonmouth? I don't remember. He was the first one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Reasonably good villain. Didn't
Yeah.
much care for him, but we'll see how it works out in this movie.
Yeah.
It's still a solid 4 for me.
Okay, so we're all giving it a 4. We're intrigued, and we will see it as long as things pan out or we have money in our wallets. We'll probably go see it. Okay, now after Alita Battle Angel, we have February 22nd, How to Train Your Dragon 3. The first two, for when I saw, I thought they were both pretty good. I don't know if I'll see a third one. I don't know if I'll pay to see a third one, but the first and second one I thought were pretty good. I don't know. What do you think, Travis?
Again, actually, no, never mind. I am going to give this one a solid 3. I may go see it, I may not. I genuinely like the first two, but from what I've seen of the trailer of the third one, it kind of looks the same as the first two, or at least the second one, kind of dragons, kind of getting kidnapped and whatnot. It looks good. It may not be, so it's a solid 3 for me.
Jose?
Yeah, I unfortunately have to disagree, but that's because I have a bias with this series. I actually really like the How to Train Your Dragon series. Aside from just the movies, they also have the 2 shows on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. I haven't actually does that yet.
I've only seen one
And
of the shows.
Okay. Wait, just
I
2 shows? Wait, is it 2 seasons or 2 shows?
it's 2 shows.
What?
The second show was the one that got 2 seasons. The first one it was short-lived. I don't even remember why.
Okay, I did see both the shows actually.
Okay.
I actually think the first show was probably produced by Nick, I think it was, and then it got on Netflix. I don't think it was produced by Netflix, the first show. But that's besides the point here. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 because I'm definitely gonna go watch it. I'm really excited. Like this is gonna be the end of it. My prediction is that ultimately, like Toothless is gonna go, and that's gonna be the end of it, and it's gonna be sad. I mean, I guess for people that care,
Yo,
like
Travis,
me.
why the fuck are you laughing on our podcast? Why are you fucking flipping out over there? I'm sorry, Jose. You can keep going.
Nah,
Travis
that's
is
it. Yeah.
drunk as I am, and he's fucking burst out in laughter over here. I don't even know why. It's probably over something I did, but you're good. Keep going.
No. That's it. That's all I have to say. Like,
All right, fair enough.
I'm gonna go see it for sure.
Okay. And right now, Austin has to take a piss because he's drank a lot. So we're gonna put this on pause, and we will be back soon with what's next in our films that are coming out in 2019. Travis and I are kind of drunk because we've been drinking before we started this. But yeah, we're gonna pause this so Austin can take a piss break. We will be back. And we are back. This is Trash Talk back from the break. Austin and Travis had to take a piss break because we are at. Travis, please update us on where we are in beers and shots.
We are at 5 shots and I want to say 6 beers each.
Okay. Jose, you started later than us, but where are you at in terms of drinking?
I'm on my second cup.
Second cup of what?
Of honey jack and coke. I told you.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good mix. Okay, so we on pause. Let me just check. Yep, we are. And we just finished up talking about How to Train Your Dragon 3, probably. I don't remember what I said. Hopefully you guys said good things, because I don't remember what the F I said.
I think you and me each said 4, and he said a definite, 5?
Yeah, I gave
Okay.
it 5.
Okay, cool. All right, so now we are on to March. I didn't know it was coming up so soon, but we got a Marvel film. We got Captain Marvel coming out on March 8th. We have Brie Larson, who a couple years ago she won an Oscar for The Room. Not Room, directed by Tommy Wiseau, but The Room. There's been a couple trailers out for it so far. Some people are down for it, some people are divided. My question to you guys are: where are you guys on the fence? Are you guys going to see it no matter what, or was your thing? And we're going to start with Jose for Captain Marvel, coming out March 22nd. I mean March 8th.
Well, you asked me first.
Yeah, I'm asking you first. I don't know what I'm
All right.
saying. This is trash talk,
Okay.
not Austin talks like a sober and smart person. This is Austin talking like a drunk and also dumb person. So forgive me if I slur or say stuff stupid or don't know where this podcast is going. But yeah, we're going with you, Jose, first about Captain Marvel coming on at March 8th.
All right. I'm really excited for this film. I mean, regardless of if it bombs or not, I'm just excited that like Marvel is finally doing a female-led superhero film. First of all, and it's like one of the most powerful cosmic beings, like at least like humanoid ones that Marvel has on retainer.
So Black Widow
So
versus what am I talking about? Black Widow, who's been in the Marvel universe for a while, or Captain Marvel. Would you have
yeah,
preferred, as they have been doing, to have Captain Marvel go first, or would you have preferred to see Black Widow get her film first? They have hired a director and a writer to make a Black Widow film, but obviously that film is going to come out after Captain Marvel. Are you fine with Captain Marvel coming first, Jose, or would you prefer to see Black Widow have her film first?
all right. So that question is a little tricky, simply because I think that how they set up Black Widow in the MCU, she was never meant to have her own standalone film, even though they're like working on it. They had her have her whole like friendship with Hawkeye, and I think it would have made more sense had they had a film, like the two of them, versus she have her own standalone film. So I'm not gonna say that I'm okay with Marvel having, her own film first. I just kind of feel that had Marvel been working on a Black Widow film, it should have been done by now. Like, it doesn't make sense to do it now that everyone's contract is running up and whatnot. But
So you would have wanted a Black Widow film first, but it doesn't matter if Captain Marvel comes first. You're definitely going to see it with a 5 rating.
oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna see it like
Of
100%.
course, of course. If it's a Marvel film, we're all going to see it. It doesn't matter. We're going to see it. It doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be the best film out there, but like I am gonna see it.
Yeah, fair enough. Travis,
I
what's
would
your thoughts on Captain Marvel? Are you not going to get a 5.0? Because any Marvel film. Well, actually, you didn't see Ant-Man and the Wasp this summer, actually, right?
I did not up until recently. I waited on it because I saw the first one. I thought it was really good, and I didn't want to, like ruin it. But as it turns out, Ant Man and Wasp not terrible. So I did eventually see it. Wasn't terrible. Um, I do agree with Jose on this one. I would have wanted to see a Black Widow movie first, but the fact that the Captain Marvel movie is coming out first, I'm not 100% like against it. Just I would have wanted to see Black Widow first by a long shot.
Okay, fair enough. Um, so yeah, we're definitely gonna see it, no matter what. Captain Marvel. We are now gonna talk into March with the last big film of March, and this is a film I don't give a shit about, but who knows? Maybe you guys will. I'm sorry that I can't speak English anymore. Austin has almost ran out of his beers and shots. But we are talking about March 29th, Dumbo, directed by Tim Burton, the live action Disney remake of the classic animated film by Disney. Austin, the little kid, he only saw Dumbo once, didn't really care for it, but I don't know. Maybe I would like him more or less as an adult. As a kid, Austin didn't really care for it. Little Austin. What does Jose and Travis think if they've seen or care about the live action Dumbo? Travis, we saw the live action trailer, but Jose, I'm curious what you think about March 29th, Tim Burton's Dumbo.
Um, yeah, I'm not gonna see this film.
Fair enough.
I think that Dumbo is one of those Disney films that like you see and that's it. Like it's not one of your favorites, not one of your top 10, your top 15, not even one of your top 100 probably.
No,
Like
not at all.
It's just a film that like you see. Like no one's ever put Dumbo in the same conversation as like The Lion King or Frozen. Like let's
I
be
agree.
honest.
100% agree. Yeah, nobody is like, yeah, my favorite Disney animated 2D film is Dumbo. Travis, are you going to see Ballpark as Jose, or are you going to be rushing to get the tickets to go see Dumbo? Fuck. All right, so for our audience, Travis just spilled 2 shots worth of liquor. He spilled mine and his next shot. He is laughing back there, but Austin's a little bit upset, but he also doesn't really care. He has a couple shots in him, so my hatred will grow tomorrow, not today. Travis, talk to me about Dumbo while you refill our shot glasses because you spilt them on the floor.
Honestly, I am 100% in agreement with Jose on this one. Not really care. I did see the original Dumbo once, and that was it. No more, no less.
Okay, we're gonna move on because none of us care about Dumbo. Uh, April 5th is another film that I don't care about, but maybe you guys do. That is Pet Cemetery, based on the Stephen King novel, probably, about people burying their pets in a cemetery and then they come back to life. It's like a zombie cat. I don't know. My girlfriend showed me the original 1980-90 Pet Cemetery movie, and I fell asleep not because the movie was boring necessarily, but because I was very tired, so I didn't really see it. But apparently, there's a new Pet Cemetery film coming out with Jason Clarke as its star. I don't know if you guys have seen this trailer. I don't know if you guys care or are very excited. Jose, have you seen a trailer? Do you care? Are you excited?
Yeah, I did see the trailer, but no, I'm not gonna see this either.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm probably not going to be honest.
I think a movie like that doesn't make sense to be remade. You know, at least like they built the hype around it for like, you know, it was the Stephen King film that people wanted to see. Like everyone knew the movie It even before they remade it. Like no, like there's a lot of Stephen King films, let's say, that like they like people haven't seen, like, or books like that they haven't read also. But this is one of those that like no one, I don't want to say no one, but like a lot of people haven't seen, nor will bother to see the remake of either.
Okay, Travis, I showed you the trailer before. Well, obviously you saw it. I'm not gonna ask you if you saw it because I showed it to you. Austin's getting to that point where he doesn't know what's up from what's down, but you did see it because I forced you to watch it. Did you care? Do you want to see it? We gotta move on. So give me a quick description of. Yeah, I'm gonna just let you talk.
Honestly, it had a good couple jump scares. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less. The No, it really had no interest to me. And honestly, I agree with Jose on this one. No one probably even read the, well, not many people read the book. So yeah, I'm gonna say a solid one for me on this one.
Oh, Travis is definitely not seeing it, as well as Austin's not gonna be seeing it. This is Pet Cemetery. Now we're gonna talk about a big superhero film. Hopefully, probably. April 5th is DC's Shazam. Um, this is a story of a little kid who's given the powers of Shazam, a bunch of Greek gods. And when he says the word Shazam, he turns into a superhero with the powers of. Yeah, I know. I can't speak any longer. You could probably tell me how many shots I've done in drinks because I cannot. But he has like super strength. He can fly. He can take like any bullet. He probably has other powers. He's probably super fast. I don't know. I haven't seen the film yet. The trailer, in my opinion, was pretty good. Jose, please save me. Throw me a life vest because Austin has hit his limit. I think Travis and I have ran out of our shots for our liquor. We still got beer, but I need to stop talking. Tell me about your reaction to the trailers for DC Comics Shazam.
Uh, I'm actually disappointed, like, by the trailer. It seems like this film is okay. It's a little complicated. It seems like this movie's gonna try and be a lot really campy, and I'm all for it. It's a different direction for the DC comic films, but also like I just don't think it looks interesting at all, and it's just so disappointing to me because I'm like a huge Black Adam fan that he's not in the film, first of all, regardless of if he's gonna be the Rock or not. Like,
So for the audience, Black Adam is Shazam's main villain. He kind of has like the opposite powers of Shazam, except that he uses Egyptian gods' superpowers instead of Greek. And he's always been the main villain of Shazam, except they cast Dwayne The Rock Johnson to be the villain, Black Adam, which is a pretty good fit. I think you guys would agree. But recently, they put a different villain in because they want Dwayne The Rock Johnson to be the star of his own film, the Black Adam film. Travis, we're going to go to you. I'm kind of on the same board as Jose. I really did like the trailer, maybe more than Jose, but I thought that having Dwayne The Rock Johnson as the villain would have helped the film. But I liked what I did see. But I'm kind of curious about what you saw before we move on to our next film.
Overall, honestly, I thought it was a good film. I think they could have done better, but I genuinely will see this. I'm gonna give it a 4, and that's all. Really.
Okay, so you probably will see this film.
Yeah. No. Actually. All
Maybe
right.
5?
I probably should give this a 5 because I genuinely will see it.
Okay.
Just because I want to find out exactly how it works out.
Okay, fair enough. Um, After Shazam, April 12th, we have Hellboy. This is not the third film in the Ron Perlman franchise. Guillermo del Toro, who directed the first two and wanted to make a third with Ron Perlman, they didn't get the budget. They wanted to conclude with a trilogy, but they didn't get the money to make the third movie. So now Legendary has rebooted it with David. Before this podcast, I knew his name, but now that I am Travis, where am I? Travis, tell me where I am.
We are 5 for. Actually, I think 4. I'm not gonna lie.
For what? Shots?
No, 4 beers, 5 shots.
Oh wow, okay. I don't remember his name. He's a guy from Stranger Things. We all know him. He's a sheriff. David. His first name's David, right? Jose, do you know who I'm talking about? Jose?
What?
Do you know who the sheriff is from Stranger
Yeah,
Things?
Hopper. What about him?
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I know he's the main. I know he's gonna be
Hellboy.
He's gonna be Hellboy.
Do you remember
I don't know
what his
his
actual name
I don't know
is?
the actor's name.
Fuck. God, Austin, you had one job. I'm supposed to be the host of the show. I can't remember actors' names. Okay, well, David Hopper from Stranger Things, is Hellboy in this new Hellboy. They decided to reboot it because Guillermo del Toro, he wants a lot of money to make his third Hellboy movie. Ron Perlman, he is 70 years old. Travis is hacking over here. Is that because you drank too much? Or, Travis, what is wrong with you? Learn how to drink. Actually, Travis does drink a lot. I'm not going to fault him on this. Jose, my question is, have you seen the new trailer for 2019 Hellboy, and what do you think of it?
I actually just saw it, I think this past week. Okay. I enjoyed Ron Perlman's Hellboy a lot, and I think that after whatever the sequel was, Golden, whatever the fuck it was,
The Golden
whatever
Army.
that terrible sequel was, I think it's.
Travis,
are
you dying over there? Motherfucker. Do you want us to call you an ambulance? I'm going to do CPR on you. Alright, Jose, you can continue. Travis is dying over here on this end.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's time for them to have a reboot. Am I really excited for it? I'm not entirely sure. The trailer didn't have anything special in it. And I don't know. I don't know what to think about it yet, honestly. I know I want to go see it just so I have my own opinion of it.
You want to see another trailer, so.
The fact that everyone is British is kind of weird.
Yeah, fair enough. So, Ray, at this moment, out of the 5 rating we made, what would you give it? At the moment. It can change.
I'm going to give it a 3.5 right now.
Okay, so you will try to see it, but there's a good possibility you might not see it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to see it, but I just don't know yet.
Okay.
Maybe when they release another trailer, I'll decide for sure.
Yeah, no, it's another trailer for sure. Travis, who's the kid who's been dying over there, first tell us your thoughts on the new Hellboy trailer, and also, why are you dying? Why do you keep coughing over there? Do I need to perform CPR on you?
First of all, the alcohol went down the wrong tube. That's all there is to it.
Speak
Nothing
closer
more.
to the mic, please.
Nothing more. The alcohol went down the wrong tube. Anyway, besides the point. First of all, I like the new Hellboy trailer. I think it looks amazing. As far as the new Hellboy, not so sure. It could be bad. It could be good. I do have high hopes for it. I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay. So Travis is probably going to go see it. Let's move on to the next film, which is probably the film we shouldn't talk too much about it because we're all going to see it. Let's be honest. Austen, oh my god. Did I really misspeak my own name? You know, when you can even say your own name, you know you're trashed. This is trash talk, but still, I should be able to say my own goddamn name. Uh, but yeah, this is April 26th, which is a surprising date for Avengers Endgame, which is the second of the two-part Avengers Infinity War sequel, I guess. I don't know. It's the last part two of Avengers Infinity War. Last one was released in May. This one is released at the end of April. Listen, you guys can talk all you want. We're all gonna go see it. Jose, say a couple things.
Um, yeah, I'm definitely gonna see it. Obviously,
Yes, that's a 5.
I'm really excited for Ant-Man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, you're excited for Ant-Man.
Yes, because I mean, why wouldn't I be? I mean, it's Paul Rudd first of all, and now he's actually gonna be important to the story versus like in Civil War, where I guess he was important because he went big, but that was about it. Like he didn't really need to be in the film at the end of the day.
And I'm gonna assume that's you're probably gonna give it a 5, right? Of course you're gonna see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5.
As well as everyone else in the United States and everywhere else probably in the world. Travis, am I wrong to say that you're probably gonna give this a 5?
No, genuinely 5. I want to see it. I want to know what happens. Not so much for Ant-Man. I actually, personally, I want to see what happens to Captain America in this one. Not gonna lie. But
Yeah, I'm curious
we'll
about
see
what
what
happens to him
happens.
too. Okay. Avengers. Everyone in the world is gonna go see this film. We don't need to talk too much. We don't need to convince you to go see this. You go see this, or you're not. After this, words are becoming hard to read anymore for Austin. But after Avengers Endgame is May 3rd, and Travis and I watched this trailer before. Jose, you probably didn't see this, but there is an Ugly Dolls movie being made. Ugly Dolls is a stuffed animal company that they basically made dolls that were like really ugly monsters. And apparently that's being made into a movie starring who was it? Pitbull,
Some other people.
some other country singers. Who's you probably didn't see this, right? This trailer. Who
I
Travis and
actually
I
did
saw
see the
this.
trailer.
Say again?
I did see the trailer.
Okay. Before Travis and I, because we saw it recently, talk about it for a little bit.
Um, all right. Yeah, I'm not gonna see this movie. Not gonna lie. I think that it's just another children's movie at the end of the day. Like it looks like it's mainly made to sell toys. I don't think that the plot was really anything significant. It just looks like they were somehow transported to a different world.
This is a
You know,
company, by the way, that made Trolls, which if
yeah,
people like, they liked, which is fine. But Trolls is just a animated film that has songs in it, sung by popular artists, and that's what Ugly Dolls appears to be. As a kid, I did have Ugly Dolls as a toy, but I didn't think it was going to be made into a musical animated film. But you know, to each their own. Travis, I force you to watch this trailer. I don't expect you to be rushing out to see this movie, but I don't know. We gotta move on to new things, but tell me a thing or two.
A solid 1 on this one. Not gonna go see it. I genuinely dislike, first of all, the trailer and genuinely the movie as a concept.
Because you didn't have Ugly Dolls as a kid, right?
Uh, Probably I didn't. I really don't remember, but probably not. No.
And
And honestly, I
Austin
could care
couldn't
less.
convince you no matter what to see this film.
No, probably not.
Okay, that's fair enough. Let's move on
Solid
to the
1.
next movie. Uh, Actually, this is kind of interesting. May 10th, we have Detective Pikachu, starring Ryan Reynolds as the voice of Detective Pikachu. This is a Pokemon film. It's a live action film, but Ryan Reynolds of Deadpool fame is voicing Detective Pikachu as the main character goes on a mystery quest with his Pikachu, who's a detective. Jose, um, We gotta move on soon, but talk to me about this film and the trailer if you saw it.
Yeah, so I was more interested in seeing the film than I was in like playing the game. Uh, I think simply because it's it's new, it's fresh, it's a Pokemon film, and even though it's like all CGI Pokemon, like it seems like they actually put they put a lot of thought and some actual care into some of the Pokemon concepts. And I think what's most interesting is that a lot of people want to see like their favorite Pokemon on screen. Like from the trailer, obviously we saw like Mr. Mime is in it and Charizard and Greninja. So that's what I'm most excited for. Like,
So you like you like what they've done so far in the trailer at least for
yeah, I
how they
actually
would
like the
incorporate
animation
Pokemon
style.
into a live action. I also agree that they've done a pretty good job, just even at a trailer standpoint, of how a live action Pokemon would look in a real world. I think it looks pretty good. Travis, talk to me a little bit before we move on. Austin can't speak. He's supposed to be the main person in this podcast. What's this podcast called again? It's called Trash Talk. Austin is beyond a little trash. But Travis, talk to me briefly about a bong. What is that? What am I talking about? Alright, we're talking about what are we talking about? Detective Pikachu? I'm gonna let you talk because okay. Travis is waving me off. He's like, Austin, stop talking. Let me talk.
First of all, I do have high hopes for this movie. I genuinely hope it does good. Whether we find out if it does or not, we will see. But genuinely high hopes. I give this a 5. Not gonna lie. End of story.
Okay, cool. Uh, I think we agree that all of us want to see this film. We want to see it succeed. Travis, where the fuck you going? You're just walking out of here.
Yes.
All right, Travis, I got to take a piss. Jose, are you fine with talking with me? Jose's
What was that? Yeah.
Jose's not here. Okay. That's
Here.
cool. Jose?
Yeah. You can't
Oh,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. You're just a little bit out for some reason. But May 17th, after Detective Pikachu comes out a week later, John Wick 3 is coming out. Have you seen other John Wicks? Do you care? I want to hear what you think.
Wait, what was the film? I didn't get to hear that part.
John Wick 3.
There's a third one?
Yeah, they're making a third one by what's the date? June probably. Wait, no. May. May 17th there's going to be a John Wick 3. Have you seen any of them? Do you care? Travis has seen them, but he went to take a piss. So I guess I'm going to talk to you for a little bit.
Um, so I didn't know there was a third one, apparently. I mean, that's fine. Do I think it should exist? Probably not. But then again, you don't know what we're getting, first of all. Uh, I definitely enjoyed the second one a lot. And I think it was actually an improvement from the first one. Simply
The
because it was a
second
bit
one, you
more
mean?
linear. Wait, what?
Are you talking about the second one? John Wick 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also agree. I feel like with a larger budget, John Wick 2 was a better film than John Wick
Yeah.
1 in terms at least of action. I like how the first one there's good motivation about with him killing all the men because they killed his dog. But the second one had a much bigger budget to work with and make their action stunts, and I feel like John Wick 2 was a superior action film in terms of stunts and action. Travis is back here from taking his piss, but that's okay because Jose is still talking. Jose, keep talking, but Travis is back.
My only concern with this film existing is like Keanu Reeves not learning from the first time with making a trilogy with like The Matrix and knowing how shitty the third one was. Like, let's not pretend like anyone cared about it.
No, I didn't give a shit about the third Matrix film. I don't think anyone gave a shit.
Oh, that's what we're
So
on about.
that's about it.
We're still talking about John Wick 3. Travis,
So,
Jose and I were talking about it. We're talking about John Wick 3. I don't remember what Jose said because Austin's much more drunk than Jose is. But Austin's kind of excited for it because Austin really likes the John Wick trilogy so far. What does Travis think? I'm sorry, audience. Oh my god. The audience are probably never going to listen to another episode of this because Austin cannot speak. He's supposed to be the host of this. But you know what you signed up for. This is Trash Talk. We get trashed while we talk about media. Travis, what do you think about John Wick 3?
if it pans out, potential, but I do like it. I like it as a concept. Great idea. As far as a movie, maybe it won't work out. We'll see.
Okay, after John Wick 3, we have May 24th. We got two films opening up. And you guys can just tell me right off the bat, which film would you rather see if a gun was pointed to your head? Which is Aladdin, the Disney reboot, is a live action reboot, of course, of the animated film Aladdin, or Minecraft the movie. I don't know if this film is actually happening, but right now, oh my god. Audience, Travis Burbank, my co host, just threw up onto my floor. I have a carpeted floor. Travis, you got to clean that up. This is only going to get worse. He's continuing to throw up. The first episode of Trash Talk is only going worse as he continues to throw up right onto my beer. Thank you, Travis. You couldn't have thrown up into a wastebasket or anything. Jose, because Travis is occupied throwing up. Thank you for not. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but Travis is throwing up over here. We didn't even drink that much. You know, to each their own. Jose, what do you think about May 24th, the Aladdin and Minecraft the movie? We got more to move on to, but what do you think about that date for movies that are coming out that week?
All right, even before you listed whatever the second movie was, which apparently is Minecraft, which I hope is not real. I want to see the Aladdin movie because Will Smith is gonna be the genie, and not that I think that he's gonna, outdo Robin Williams as the genie, but I think it'll be interesting at least. Maybe he'll actually be funny, like he used to be on The Fresh Prince. But we'll see. And plus, I mean, Aladdin is one of the best Disney movies of all time. So I think it'll be kind of hard to fuck it up, but it's still possible.
Okay, fair enough. Travis, I know you just threw up on to my floor, audience. I'm not making this up to make this episode more interesting. To be fair, Travis and I haven't drank in a while, so forgive us for being more lightweights than some of you will be. But Travis did throws. See, I can't even speak, so Travis throwing up isn't the worst thing in the world. But he threw up all over my floor and all over the rest of our beer. We only had 2 beers left. Travis, it's okay. You are forgiven.
Do you think you should continue the show if Travis can't continue?
Travis, do you think you can continue?
I'm good. I'm solid. I'm very sorry about puking on the floor. Really sorry.
See, Travis is able to continue. He puked on my Austin's floor. Austin probably tomorrow is going to be very upset. But the moment he's like, you know what? Let's make this a good episode. I think this is a good episode. Just with a little bit Travis puke all over the place. But Travis, what do you think about May? Fuck, what was this date? May 24th, which is the live action Aladdin and Minecraft the movie.
So as far as Minecraft goes, not high hopes. I did like Minecraft as a game, not really gonna like it.
As a movie, I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. And not really high hopes. Aladdin, as far as I know,
Both of them you don't really give a shit.
no, Aladdin was a good movie as a animated. It has potential as a live action, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay, we gotta speed run through the rest of the movies. We still have the rest of the year and our last section of the podcast. But give us a section or two, and by section I mean a sentence or two. Austin just can't speak. For the last movies, we got May 31st, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Austin's excited because he likes Godzilla films, and there's a lot of different monsters, including Mothra, as well as that three-headed dragon creature called King something. Godzilla fanboys are gonna kill me on that, but there's a lot of cool Godzilla monsters, including Godzilla in the new one. Travis, thank you for slamming the mic. That's gonna work well when I
Ghidorah.
edit this. Jose, did you see the new Godzilla King of Monsters trailer? What did you think? If then we gotta move on to the next movie.
It's King Ghidorah.
King
That's the
Ghidorah,
dragon.
thank you. Thank you. I don't even know what it was. But yeah, King Ghidorah is pretty cool, in my opinion.
I obviously share all this love for Godzilla, so I'm really excited to see the sequel. And also, like, Netflix also has the animated movies out, those 3 animated movies that they made. So I have yet to see the 3rd one, but yeah, that's another thing I'm gonna watch. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go see it. I don't know if I have to say anything else. I mean, it's a fucking like giant reptile that shoots a laser out of its mouth fighting other monsters. I don't know why I wouldn't see it.
In case the audience can't hear, my co-host Travis, which is no fault of his own, because Travis and I haven't drank in a while, but he's throwing up on the side. He's choosing to throw up right on the last couple beers that I have. But he's not feeling good, which is fair because Travis and I kind of really jumped the shark with this one. We started drinking a lot before we even started recording. Thank you for your insight, Jose. We're probably gonna jump ahead. I am sorry to poor Travis. Well, unlike me, he doesn't have to work tomorrow, but I am sorry, Travis. I don't know why I said Jose. I'm sorry, Travis, if you aren't feeling good. Let's move on. Unless Travis, you would like to pipe in about Godzilla King of Monsters. I'm a big Godzilla fan, and I'm excited to see Godzilla fight multiple different kind of opponents from classic Godzilla films, including Ronin, the giant pterodactyl, and who is the three-headed dragon, Jose?
Ghidorah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him fight him as well as Mothra. I know that. I just can't think because I'm a little bit incapacitated with the alcohol and liquor I've been drinking. I'm doing a little bit better than Travis, but I apologize to Travis. I hope he feels better soon. Uh, Next, after Godzilla King of Monsters, is June 7th with Secret Life of Pets 2 and Arxman. Oh my god. I apologize to my audience. X-Men Dark Phoenix. So we got Secret Life of Pets 2, which I hope nobody really cares that much about, and X-Men Dark Phoenix, which was supposed to come out in 2018, but because of the Disney Fox buyout, it didn't happen in 2018. I'm sorry, Travis, you can come back whenever you are ready to go. But Jose, what do you think about, I guess, Secret Life of Pets 2, which I didn't subject myself to because I'm not going to watch that trailer. I don't care about Ken Hart and his animated movies he puts himself in. But there is the new X-Men film. What do you think? We got to move on soon.
All right. So I didn't see the first Secret Life of Pets. I don't think I'm gonna see it either.
Fair enough.
So I'm definitely not gonna see the sequel. Um, so yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say.
Fair enough. No one
But
gives a shit about that. No one gives a shit about
Dark,
Secret Life of Pets.
Dark Phoenix. I hope it's still happening, regardless of like whatever the fuck Disney is doing with the rights.
Yeah.
Like, it's about time that they make a Dark Phoenix movie. Like, even if it's gonna suck, like I don't care. They can reboot it later, you know, with the with the Disney properties. But like, I just want it to happen. Like, I want a good X-Men movie. X-Men Apocalypse was subpar. Like, it was still interesting, but Apocalypse wasn't the threat that he was supposed to be. You know.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to the next movie. I feel bad for my co-host Travis, who's not feeling good over there. Now we're going to June 15th, Men in Black International. Jose, have you seen this trailer? They're making the fourth movie in the Men in Black
Yeah,
saga,
I've seen
except
it.
for a new case. What am I talking about? A new cast. What do you think? Do you care? Are you excited? I want to hear what you think.
Um, I'm excited that Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson
Yep.
are gonna be in it.
Yeah.
You know, little Thor Ragnarok reunion.
Yep.
And I think that's probably like the most interesting part about it, that it's just a new cast, like fresh faces. It's a sequel, but it's also its own film, you know. So that's what I'm most excited for. I definitely like the first two Men in Black movies.
Yeah, of course.
We're not going to talk about the third one. It's
Sure.
kind of like The Godfather 3. You know, we
Fair
pretend
enough.
it doesn't exist. So that's what I have to say. Hopefully, you know, it can kind of erase what Men in Black 3 did.
I think Men in Black 3 is better than Men in Black 2, but that's my personal opinion. But I feel like Men in Black isn't like a trilogy that's so good that it can't be redone. I'm totally fine with
Right.
a new Men in Black series. I really like Liam Hemsworth. No, not Liam Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth as a comedian sidekick and Tressa Thompson as being the lead. I feel like she's a very talented lead actress. Jose, do you care or what do you think about a lot of the males online? They're like, I don't like that a female is being lead in a Men in Black reboot, and especially that she, or not especially, but there's some people complaining that it's propaganda as a social justice warrior having a African American female lead as the lead actress. I think she is an amazing actress, and also in other Men in Black films, there were other females that were introduced. Just because it's called Men in Black doesn't mean that that organization is just males only at all. What are your opinions on it?
I think that she's merited her own right as an actress, and that she definitely deserves like the lead role. I don't
Yeah.
think that it's simply because she's black or because she's a woman.
Of course.
At the end of the day,
I feel like she's a
think
great actress regardless.
I think I first came across Tessa Thompson. It was either watching Westworld or
Oh, she
maybe
was in Westworld.
Maybe it was Dear White People. I don't remember which one
Yeah.
I saw first, but definitely like from those roles that she had, like she made it known that she is a force to be reckoned with as an actress, and that she's here to stay. Like she is an A-list actress.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who she is, or even if they don't know her by name, like they know her by her roles at least.
Yeah, of course.
I definitely think that she deserves the right, and I think it's good actually that she's taking the main role over another A-list actor in Chris Hemsworth. Like we still know who he is, like, but we still know him as like Thor at the end of the day. So I think it's actually better that way. That it's not about him; it's about her. So I actually like the concept a bit more.
Okay, fair enough. No, I'm totally down with this Men in Black reboot. I don't mind that there's a female as the main actress. I'm actually more intrigued because of it. I'm on the same page as Jose. But we got to move on to new movies. My co-host Travis is not feeling very good at the moment, so Jose and I will be on the air for the most part. But right now we are looking at August 2nd, and we got to move along with these next couple movies because we're a little bit farther in our podcast than I want it to be. But August 2nd, there's a bunch of movies coming out. Jose, which of these movies do you care about? We got August 2nd, Dora the Explorer film, which is being produced by Michael Bay. We also
Oh my god.
have Shaw's and Cobb. I'm probably pronouncing this wrong because I am drunk. No, Shaw and Cobbs. Hobbs, not Cobbs. Shaw and Hobbs
Yeah,
of
I
the
know what the
Fast and
movie is.
Furious, which is the Dwayne The Rock Johnson and the Jason
Jason Statham.
Statham. Yep, Jason Statham. So basically, they're taking those two characters and making them their own films. We also have New Mutants, which is supposed to come out last year, but they did so much reshoots they had to push it to a new year. So we got Dora the Explorer, Hobbs and Shaw, and the New Mutants all coming out on August 2nd. Out of those ones, Jose, which one do you actually care about?
Alright. I have a few things
My
to say.
co-host Travis just threw up again. I hope Travis feels better. He's throwing up all over my beer. Austin is not going to get to drink again, but Jose, please continue. I'm sorry if the audience has to hear this and are feeling disgusted. We're not doing this as a promotional. Travis just pushed his mic away. Travis, I apologize and I hope you feel better soon.
Alright, so the Fast and Furious spin-off film, I don't know why it exists. Let's be honest. Like, they did their run, they did their 8 films, and let's be honest, they weren't good after the second one. Like, at the end of the day, like it just wasn't good. I'd say it was still interesting, like you could still watch them. You're like, they race cars. They don't race cars anymore. Now they like steal large sums of money or whatever the fuck they do.
Yeah, fair enough. So, out of the three films, which do you want to see the most, Jose?
Yeah, I definitely want to see the New Mutants the most.
Okay, that's the Fox produced film
Yeah.
about the New Mutants. It's kind of like a horror film, which is kind of an interesting concept. A horror superhero film. It was supposed to come out last year, but they did a bunch of reshoots, so it's coming out this year. But you are most excited for that film rather than the Shaw and Hobbs film and the Dora Explorer film made by Michael Bay, which is, to be fair.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend that that's not on the list.
Okay, fair enough.
The girl that plays Arya Stark, she's in it, right? What's her name? Maisie Williams.
Maisie Williams is in the New Mutants, yes, and Sophie Turner is in the Dark Phoenix as Jean Grey. So we got two Game of Thrones actresses and two different X-Men properties that are supposed to come out last year, but are coming out 2019 instead.
So I think it's still an interesting turn, even though like Fox, sold its rights to Marvel or whatever. I still think that it'll be interesting to watch, simply because they said that it was meant to be a horror film from the start. So
yeah.
I kind of want to see the direction they do with it. It's a superhero horror film. So that's the concept I was most interested by. I didn't really care about the New Mutants. I'm not gonna say that I know much about them.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah.
But the trailer looked interesting. Moving on, Jose. Something I wanted to point out that looks interesting is November 8th, we have a live action Sonic the Hedgehog film. Do you care? Do you want to watch it? Are you intrigued? What are your thoughts about Sonic the Hedgehog being made as a live action film?
No, because let's be honest, like even amongst the Sonic fandom, like Sonic is not anyone's favorite character. Like he's just a main character, and I mean, even if they were making an animated film, the fact that it's like live action or whatever the fuck it's supposed to be, CGI bullshit. The fact that that's happening is awful.
Yeah, of course.
So
I
I'm not gonna watch it.
I would see it if I'm actually intrigued that there was one poster made for Sonic the Hedgehog as a promotional film where it's Sonic the Hedgehog and his feet is dangling over the California bridge and it's kind of like a first person shot. I would be interested to see this film if it was all in first person, like it was just Sonic the Hedgehog run really, really fast for 90 minutes and it's all done first person to the point that the audience is thrown up in the aisle. I would then see it, but I don't see how, besides that, how they can make an interesting movie that would captivate the audience to go see a live action reboot of Sonic the Hedgehog. But I would be interested in seeing more of this, of where they going with Sonic the Hedgehog movie. We'll probably talk about this in a week or two time when they actually come out with a trailer or more promotional art or posters. Now we're gonna go to the last portion of the show. We've covered most of the films besides like a new Star Wars film, but we don't know much about that for 2019. We're gonna talk about the comic of the week, which for this week, Austin is talking about Secret Evasion. And I'm gonna recommend this to Travis. I am sorry to my co-host Travis, he's not feeling very good. But for when he feels good, Austin's not feeling the best, so he's a little bit groggy. But Secret Invasion is related to Captain Marvel, which Captain Marvel relates a little bit to the Kree and Skrull war. The Skrulls are the alien race that can take a form of a human or whatever form they would like. Secret Invasion is the comic book series where the Skrulls invaded Earth and they took over different Avengers forms, including the Skrull Queen. I'm going to recommend this to Travis for a week. And next week, when he joins us, he's going to talk about how he felt. Travis isn't feeling very good in general, so I'm not going to have him talk, but I'm going to recommend Secret Invasion because of the new Captain Marvel movie that's coming out. For our game of the week, where we recommend a video game, a board game, or a tabletop role playing game. We are not replicating. We are representing. What's our game of the week? Colt Express. Jose, have you played Colt Express?
Yeah, we played Code Express a few times,
So Colt.
and you know it's pretty easy to pick up too. Like it's not a game you need to be necessarily very skilled at. It's pretty simple, and I think anyone can pick it up. As long as they know how to read, that's pretty much the only requirement.
So Colt Express for our audience is a board game where you get to play as Wild West bandits jumping on a train and robbing it. Basically, every character plays as a bandit jumping on a train. The basic game comes with a 3D printout, and you can make your own 3D printout of a train. And every character controls a different bandit that's trying to rob the train. And the aim of the game is trying to rob the most money on this train during the Wild West. I definitely recommend it as a fun game to play. Everyone kind of controls what to do, either beat it up on the other characters, shooting the other characters, robbing the passengers on the train, or run around the train to try to get the best loot. It's a very fun game. Travis and I recently played this, but he's not feeling very good. But Jose and I have played this in the past. It's a good game, and on Instagram and Facebook on the Trash Talk podcast website, I will be uploading photos and a quote relating to playing this game. Before going to the end of the podcast, which is the One Movie in the Show podcast, Junk Mail, and Duke It Out or Puke It Out, we'll be taking a short break. As we are all a little intoxicated, we might have to take a piss break. We'll be back in a few seconds. Okay, so Trash Talk is back. Austin took his piss, and we are back. My co host Travis isn't feeling very good, but Jose is still here. We are at our last couple of sections. We have covered a comic of the week, which is Secret Invasion, which Captain Marvel, the new Marvel film, would be taking inspiration from. And also, we talked briefly about Colt Express, the board game, which I will be posting more on our Instagram and Facebook account. But now we are talking about junk mail and Duke It Out, our last two sections of our podcast. For questions, we'll be taking whatever questions that was mailed to us. If you would like, you can email us at um, trash talk podcast at gmail.com, or you can tweet us at trash talk podcast Twitter. I don't understand how Twitter works, but I made a podcast Twitter account for Trash Talk Podcast, and you can tweet us. I don't know how that works, but you can tweet us a question or a Duke It Out or Puke It Out debate question. So for questions, they're more open ended. This is what I have. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. So Jose, mostly it'll be me and you answering this because Travis isn't feeling very good right now. But for
That's all
junk
right.
mail, uh, this is from Lewis, a good friend of ours from St. Lawrence when we were in college. This is an interesting question to say the least, but how well would a Bigfoot movie starring Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball player, do at the box office? This is a question sent in from Lewis. To repeat, how well would a Bigfoot movie starring Shaquille O'Neal do at the box office? This is a question sent in from Lewis.
All right, I want to answer this first. I think that it depends on what kind of movie they're trying to make. First of all, because any movie starring Shaquille O'Neal has to automatically be uh, a comedy. Like even if it's not meant to be, like come on, let's look at Steel and Kazam. Like they were comedies in their own right, even though they were never meant to be.
They're comedies because they're so bad, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So come on, he's 7 feet tall, being Bigfoot. It's already hilarious simply because they're probably not trying to make it a comedy. And Shaq is one of those. I guess we can call him an actor. I wouldn't say what he does is acting, but
No, I wouldn't say he's an actor.
yeah, I'd like to say that he enjoys what he does at the end of the day, and so that's why it's funny.
Question
He
2.
cares. Yeah.
Jose, what movie from 2018 you thought you would hate but you ended up loving, or a film you thought you would like but you ended up hating? Talk about a film that subjected your expectations.
You know, interestingly enough, I like when you told me to pick my top 5 movies for 2018
Yeah,
before doing this podcast.
sure.
I actually added 8th grade to the list
Oh, okay.
simply because I know when we were watching it, like I think to an extent we took it for granted.
Sure.
Mainly because like when we were watching it, like there was that weird guy in the theater
Yeah,
that
there
like
was.
overreacted to every scene. But
Yeah, I remember that.
I still think that it was real essential to watch, like for anyone that just like wanted to see like a coming of age film
Yeah.
for a couple reasons. Like it's a female lead, and I think it focuses on a lot of things that like 8th graders or maybe even like freshmen in high school do like focus on.
Sure.
And I don't think that it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a little biased. It wasn't my run of the mill. run of the mill film,
Bit surprised you
or
as a film.
but it did surprise me.
Yeah,
It was funny and it did have its moments where it was made overly awkward.
yeah. And this
But I
was a
think that
film
was the
made by
point.
Bo Burnham, a male comic actor, usually makes musical comedies, and it was a very different for him. It was a film about a high school teenage girl, and for you, it seems like it subjected your expectations as a film.
Yeah, I think at the time, like, I didn't appreciate what it was trying to do. And like when I was looking at like the films that I had seen last year,
Yeah,
I think that it definitely deserves a rewatch.
sure.
Maybe from
I
like a
agree
different
too.
perspective because now I know how it ends,
Yeah,
and I think I understand maybe what it was trying to go for. So I definitely think that it's a film that surprised me
yeah,
simply because I didn't dislike it. Even after I watched it
same.
the first time, I didn't dislike it. I just wasn't sure really what the message was.
Yeah,
So as I like sat back and like really thought about what had went on, I haven't rewatched it, but I plan to.
same. Okay,
Like I definitely think that it's meritable, and I think that other people should watch it as well.
I
And
agree.
it has a good message.
Eighth Grade is a very good film made by Bo Burnham, the comedian. Uh, Question number 3 of our junk mail section. This question is sent in by my sister Karina. If you could only watch movies or only play video games for your life, what would you do, Jose?
Oh, this is easy. I mean, no matter how much I like playing video games, I would definitely watch movies more.
My
I just think
co-host
that
Travis just hit the floor, so I'm not gonna be able to ask him any questions.
oh,
I don't know what I should do in this scenario. I think he's okay, but Jose, please keep going. I'm gonna check in on my co-host Travis.
all right. I think that I would definitely choose watching movies. I think that there's a lot of good that comes from like watching movies, and like there's parts of it that you don't really think of. Like musicals, they have their numbers where they transition from, let's say, a very serious topic to one that's a bit more comedic or vice versa. And I think that watching a story play out instead of doing it for yourself sometimes is a bit more rewarding simply because interpretation comes into it a bit more, and you get to see how some people would do things versus how you would do it yourself. So I definitely think that I would watch more movies than like play more video games.
Yeah, I
Even
agree. I
now,
would
like
watch more movies for sure.
I would rather watch a few movies a week than like play games simply because like the games that I do play, I don't play for very long. I'll probably play them for like an hour,
Yeah, fair
maybe
enough.
maybe 2 hours a day, if that, maybe less.
And
And
next
then I get
question.
bored of it.
We gotta move on to the next question.
Yeah.
My co-host Travis is on the floor. He can't answer it, so I'm pushing all the questions on you, Jose. But
That's all right.
that's okay. This is sent in by my old roommate Tanvir. But what are your projections? I'm sorry, not projections. What are your predictions for Avengers: Infinity War? What do you think will happen? What do you hope will happen? I guess it's more of what do you expect will happen. What are your expectations for the big conclusion to Avengers: Infinity War?
I'm pretty sure you mean Endgame, but nonetheless, uh, I think that this is going to be the end of Iron Man, and I think like the reason I believe that is because this is such a major film in whatever Marvel plans to do from here on out. It doesn't really matter since it seems like there has to be an end here and a really monumental one. And it'll be 11 years for Robert Downey Jr. being Iron Man, and he was the start of the MCU. So I think this has to be his end, and the role of the the ringleader, I think, has to be taken here by Captain Marvel now, since it seems like they're building her up to be such an essential role to the story and the key to defeating Thanos.
Yeah.
And even if Captain America doesn't die in this movie, like it seems like he's at least gonna quit being the captain here, and he too has to pass on the torch.
Fair enough.
Two of the largest mantles in like Marvel comics have to go on to someone else. Also, in terms of Thanos and what's gonna happen, I think that this is gonna be an interesting turn where we get to see what Disney decides to do, and if they decide to keep him or not. I think it would be a waste if they don't keep him. I think Josh Brolin is an incredible actor, and the fact that he was Thanos and he like really showed up, did his shit. It's what made Thanos way more appealing as a character. So I think that if they decide to keep him around as Thanos, like they'll find a way. I don't think that it makes sense for them to just go and kill him off instead.
No, not at all.
Because I mean, after 10 years, he went and he destroyed half of the universe. Almost all the characters that we really cared about, even though it's only half of them, but still. Yeah, I think they'll find a way to keep him around.
Okay, fair enough. That was a good question sent in by Teen Veer. Our last question for our junk mail, which our audience, feel free to send us any open-ended question for our junk mail, or for our Duke It Out or Puke It Out section, which is our movie debate, where we normally have my two guests duke it out by doing a movie debate over different questions, usually over 2 or 3 option questions sent in by our audience. But we're not going to have that section today because my co host Travis is on the floor right now, sleeping and snoring. But we're still on our junk mail for our last question of the day is sent in by my friend Mael, and his question is most attractive Game of Thrones character for Jose. And I guess for the ladies afterwards we can answer who's the most attractive male character. But for right now, we're answering from our point of perspective. So we're gonna answer for female characters, obviously, but for the females afterwards, we can answer our opinion for what is the most attractive male character on Game of Thrones series. But Jose, what is the most attractive female character on Game of Thrones to you?
Hold on. I really don't know.
For me, it's been a little bit since I've seen Game of Thrones, mostly because they're like almost 2 years out of date because they've been filming their newest season for a while I haven't seen the newest season for a while. I also once again apologize if I'm slurring or can't make words because I'm a little bit drunk. But just know that unlike my co-host Travis, I'm not on the floor passed out and sleeping and also threw up all over Austin's floor. I'm gonna have to clean that up later. But I think the most attractive character is I don't remember any of their names. But the lady, she is an actress from the first Captain America film. She was betrothed to Joffrey at one point. She's part
Yeah.
of What's her
That's
name?
who I was gonna say. It's Natalie Dormer's character.
Thank you.
Damn, what the fuck is her name?
Natalie. What's her name again?
Natalie Dormer.
Natalie Dormer. Yeah, she's by far, in my opinion, and maybe yours, the most attractive female character. What do you think, Jose?
Oh no no no! I entirely agree. That's who I was gonna say. Well, you made it real sexist, and you made me pick my favorite female character because well, the most attractive. Cause, but yeah, I definitely think yeah, she's the most attractive. But I think at the same time, to be fair, like a lot of the main female characters, like especially the Starks, they weren't even of age for like most of the series.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I don't know if that's fair. And you know, a lot of the other female characters are literally whores. So yeah. But I mean, aside from that, yeah. She has other roles too. She was she was in Rome. I think it was right. That's the series.
I
She
haven't
was in.
seen Rome, but I have seen her do some work in the first Captain America film. She was the love interest in the first one.
Yeah, she was in the first Captain America.
Yeah, she was. But on the topic of our female audience, who hopefully we have a decent female audience at this point, in our opinion, as male, straight white males, or at least I guess in my case, which is the most attractive male character?
Oh, Oberyn Martell, 100%.
100%. I'm gonna agree with you on this. There's not really any other option. I guess you can go with Jason Momoa, the Aquaman actor from season 1. He played the leader of Khal Drogo. Thank you for bailing me out. But yeah, no, I'm gonna be on your same page of Martell. What's his first name? Oberyn Martell. Before his untimely death, but no, he was the best character. And yeah, Game of Thrones in general, plenty of great female and male characters in terms of characterization as well as looks. Normally in this show, we would end the show with a duke it out or puke it out section where I have a list of 5 different questions where my 2 guests would have to duke it out in a movie debate unless they can puke it out by having to puke, and then they would get out of the movie fight. But in this case, my co-host Travis has left the arena. He's on my floor. There's his throw up on my floor, and he is sleeping away. So we're gonna skip that section. We're already at the 1 hour and 52-minute mark. So I'm gonna thank my guest for today, Jose. Thank you very much for joining us and talking about movies that come out in 2019. And hopefully we can bring you on the show at some point. Did you have fun today? Would you like to join us in the future?
Yeah, you know, obviously, I'm down to talk more movies with you guys anytime. And I'm glad we had as much fun as we did. It's unfortunate that Travis has passed out on your floor. But you know, next time, ideally, we can start a bit earlier. I know it's my fault, but it's all good.
It's all good. Honestly, I would like to finish our podcast with our Duke It Out or Puke It Out section where I would force you guys to debate based on questions sent in by our audience. And believe me, we've had some really good questions sent in, especially by our friend Lewis, who sent in some really, really good questions that you guys would be forced to debate over if you want to or not. But I can't force you to debate with somebody who's literally asleep on my floor, which is Travis.
Is he asleep in his own vomit?
No. Our vomit. Oh, no, not our vomit. His vomit is where his leg foot area is. His head is nowhere close to that, but he's just sound asleep. I'm not gonna be able to get him up. But no, his vomit is far away from his head, but no, he has vomited and he is technically laying in it. Um, and we'll talk about this next time. But this is Trash Talk. I am your host, Austin, and your co-host is normally Travis, but he is asleep on the floor. My guest is Jose. Jose, would you like to plug yourself?
I don't really have a plug for you,
Okay.
but at the end of the day, like I'll be here from time and time again. So you know, whenever we get really set up as a show, or when you guys get set up as a show, people can contact me from there or whatnot.
Okay, fair enough.
For the time being, I could be your co-host since Travis is passed out.
No, Travis is very passed out. For the last 20 minutes, it's just been Jose and I. Our audience probably already knows this, but there's no way in hell I'm waking Travis up. He is on my floor. He is sleeping. His puke is near my other beer bottles that I haven't gotten to open up. And I had much more to this podcast I want to talk about. I will save this to next week. I want to thank Jose for joining us. And if you enjoyed this talk of trash talk, you can subscribe to us to whatever channel you're listening to us on, be it Spotify or iTunes or SoundCloud or YouTube. And know that we have a YouTube channel at Trash Talk Podcast where we not only upload the podcast full length clips, also me, Austin. I'll be uploading things you should try, a YouTube series where I recommend underrated films I think you should try, as well as poorly drawn episodes where I draw reviews of films I recently saw, and I'm not a very good drawer, but I will attempt to draw out my reviews. I want to thank my guest star of the day, Jose, calling in from New York. Thank you very much for calling in and being essentially my co-host, and Travis has been out. Thank you, Jose, for calling in.
I did what I had to, so it's all good.
Yep. Thank you very much for calling in. This has been Trash Talk, our first episode. Next week, Travis, Austin, and I will be discussing superhero films that are not based on comic books. So we'll be discussing superhero films that are made by directors on original properties, not made on comic books, such as films as Unbreakable or Chronicle or Guardians, that Russian film with a bear with a Gatling gun. But we'll discuss that next week while also drunk like this week. Hopefully, Travis will actually be able to contribute and not be asleep for most of it. Jose, thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully, I'll be able to talk to you soon on another episode of Trash Talk.
It was a pleasure.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll talk to you next time. Thank you for the audience for listening to this point of just Jose and I talking in. This is Trash Talk. Thank you for listening in, and we will talk to you next time.